What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Episode 2. This is the recap. You guys let me know down below exactly how you felt about this episode. As I told you guys in my quick thoughts, early impressions, this episode once again felt like a movie, and the ending of the episode was crazy. I love the ending. We're definitely going to talk about that in this video. And your boy Lulu, man, that dude went through a lot, man. He had to execute his game plan, and I know he didn't really want to do it, but it had to be done. It's the principles of the game, and of course he's all about business. Cool, calm, calculated, but at the end of the day, if he has to get the job done, he will get the job done. In his description, it said that he would not hesitate to pull the trigger if he had to, right? Well, I guess he didn't hesitate. So let's begin, man. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key facts. If I miss anything, you guys let me know. This episode begins off with your boy Kanan looking to the stars once again in his room, in the famous quote of Isaac Newton: "For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction." And they set the standards for this episode because that's exactly what Kanan is realizing. That's exactly what Kanan is going to see in this episode. Everything that he's done in the past will come back, and he will see that firsthand. Now, Rock is telling her son, look, you have to watch yourself. It's still hot out there. Her whole goal is to protect Kanan at all costs. She does not want him getting shot at once again. We already know what happened in the last episode. Your boy Kanan, he's kind of playing it off, saying he's good, don't worry about him, whatever. But this is a kid that's probably going to go out there and make a lot of mistakes. And his mother knows this, so she wants to make sure he does not make these mistakes. Now, as Kanan goes outside, he's seeing, of course, the aftermath of what happened in the last episode, looking at old gun shells and stuff like that. But then we see a car pull up. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. This scene right here, maybe it was over exaggerated, but man, this guy seemed like he was about to just straight up start spraying. But I believe he threw out like a newspaper or whatever. But man, I don't blame Rock for hollering, telling Kanan to watch out. I was surprised that she didn't even just say, you know what, I'm going to take you to school from the jump. And then she decided to, after the fact, she's like, okay, I'm just going to take you. How about that? Which she probably should have did in the first place, right? Now, Kanan, he's eager. He's like, look, when I'm going to be in it, you told me I was going to be in this. His mom has to tell him, look, Kanan, you are in it. Like, you pull that trigger. Ain't no, I'm not in it. When I'm going to get in it, you are in it. But Kanan wants to get his hands dirty. He wants to do work. And Rock is not, she's not that person. She's like, I don't know about that. We're going to take some time. We want to protect you. You're not just about to jump in this because you make too many mistakes. And that's quite obvious. He does make a whole lot of mistakes. So it makes sense for Rock to try to protect him as much as she can while teaching him the game. Then we get to the school and it's a fight. Your girl, Davina, she's not playing. Yeah, she's a pretty girl, but she got those hands. And she was putting hands on old girl Tiffany. She was putting no hands on this girl. Of course, they're fighting because of Buck 20 and what happened. And of course, this girl Tiffany, she's talking about she was with him and everything like that. Talking bad about him, which pisses off Davina. And Kanan, deep down inside, I know he was feeling some type of way. Now, this goes back to the original quote of the episode about Isaac Newton. Putting out that energy is going to come back equal and opposite, right? Well, he's seeing this. He's like, okay, because he knows this girl's going to get in trouble. This is a girl that probably didn't really get into a lot of trouble at all. But now it ain't looking like that. It's looking like everything is turning, right? As I told you, we compared Davina's character from episode 1, how she was all smiling. She seemed she seemed real cool and everything was real good. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to see that switch, that 180. You're about to see the dark, dirty, gritty side of Davina and how she's really living within her family. It's not all great. It's always something, right? And Kanan is really feeling bad about this. Like, man, this girl is probably going to be, turning bad, right? Then we get to your girl Rock. They're talking, her and Marvin and Lulu. And Marvin is like, look, I told you not to give up those corners. Now look what happened. And Rock is telling him, like, look, I will give up them corners. You seen what happened. at the house. They shot up the house. They were shooting at us, my boy, last night. So I would gladly give up those corners and do it all over again if I had to. Now, the whole game is this. We need to get some type of legitimate business to expand this business. You usually see this within Power in a lot of different drug shows and movies. They have to use a legitimate business to, expand their illegal business. And your boy Lulu, of course, he knows some Colombians. I guess one of the girls that he talked to said, or he believes, wants to do business. So that is the game plan, to see if they can get this storefront. I believe it's like a bodega or whatever. Now Marvin, his main concern is throwing a party. And Lulu and Rock is looking like him, like, look, why the hell do you want to throw a party? Like, we got stuff to do. We got business to do, right? Your boy Marvin had me cracking up the whole episode. The dude is on one. Now, we get to Davina. As I told you guys, she's going to be going through it this episode. As I said, everything ain't all gold. It seems like that in the first episode, like she's living the best life, but no. Deep down inside, she has family issues. The whole $120 thing is bad. She's feeling very bad about what happened. And Kanan, you can just tell, like, man, it's kind of messed up what happened to him, but I had to do it, because Davina is pretty much telling him, look, he wasn't a bad person. He was really a cool dude for real. Now her mom pops up, a single mom. She's struggling. It's really just sad to see how this all goes. It kind of reminds me of Lean On Me, when Principal Clark, his favorite student, she was all good in school, but when he went to her household, she was not living the best. It was really bad for her. Reminds me a little bit of Davina and the things that she's going through at home. Of course, we get to Unique and Rock, and they're talking about the business, and flat out, look, a body has to come up. Of course, Unique stops all of his people, all the hitters, from trying to come at her crew and Kanan's crew, but that does not stop $120's family from trying to do this. They need a body, and Rock has to come up with a game plan to protect her son. And if that is D-Wiz, so be it. This is what she's willing to do. To protect her son, she's willing to do whatever it takes to do this, right? Your boy Kanan, he's in the cafeteria, and of course, everybody's looking at him like he gets the juice. Like, oh, I know what you did. Rumors are flying out there. I mean, it's quite obvious, especially since not everybody was hit. Some people got away, so you already know they're going to be talking. Kanan does not like this. He doesn't like everybody all up in his business. He doesn't want people even knowing about this, right? But D-Wiz, doesn't seem like that's the case. He seems happy about this. As Kanan said, you can have the body. I don't really want this on me for real. Because now Kanan is thinking about those consequences of the actions that he committed in the last episode. At first, he did not see that when he had that conversation with his mom. He was like, look, I'm trying to help. But now he's seeing that it probably was not the best move. Now Marvin, he popped up to the club, and he's running his mouth at your boy Symphony, right? And Symphony's like, look, I'm not the one. You're not going to talk to me like that. He knows that him and his sister are, of course, talking and stuff like that. But Marvin said he was just playing around with him. But you know Marvin, man, the dude probably was for real, probably trying to see if Symphony was a punk or whatever. But Symphony was not having it. This dude is solid, and he knows a lot about the history of where he stays at, right? But at the end of the day, Marvin said he was just trying to test him. But we gonna see. A lot of you guys said he cannot be trusted. As of right now, he hasn't showed too much. We haven't seen his full hand yet, but we know we can't trust nobody in Power, right? Then we get to Tony Deep, and your boy Marvin is having a conversation with her about throwing this party. It is short notice. She does talk about her dog. Your boy Marvin had me cracking up, talking about, the dog done got radiated and all that stuff. Very funny. But he wants to throw this party there, and she's like, okay, that's cool. So he's going to be throwing this party at the club. And this dude is in there clowning, having me cracking all up. I'm like, okay. We know just based off this scene alone that Marvin and Tony Deep is probably going to hook up, especially at the end of the episode. We know it's bound to happen, right? He's going to probably clap those cheeks very, very soon. And then we get to Detective Burke. And it seems like she is really trying to figure out what's going on with the old Bucko 20 case, trying to really investigate this. And Detective Howard is saying, look, the chief don't really care about Buck 20. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? The chief just does not want any more bodies popping up. So this is what he's going to use, and he's going to tell your boy Unique that no more bodies can be popping up. Plain and simple. I mean, your boy Buck 20 was still a teenager. He was not an adult. And that is a problem. That cannot keep happening. So that's exactly what Detective Howard wants to make sure it does not happen. He goes in and he has a conversation with Unique. And of course, the topic of conversation of Buck 20 does come into play. And that is his boy. He wants to always look out for him. But as I told you, Detective Howard wants to make sure Unique and his crew does not do anything stupid. Now, Unique pretty much says, look, you need to be, asking Rock questions about what's going on with Buck 20 and what really happened. And the conversation about Rock, about him not liking her and how she changed things up ever since, High Post left and everything like that. I mean, it's all over the place, but it seems like your boy Detective Howard is more concerned and I would say on Unique side, because he says, look, it's only can be one king and I'm betting that that's going to be you. So we know that Detective Howard is probably playing both sides of the fence. He wants to make sure Unique does what he wants him to do, and that is not have any more bodies pop up. But we know that's not going to be the case. Bodies is definitely going to show up, and of course Unique is going to probably have to answer on what's going on. But we know it wasn't Unique, it was your boy Lulu that did that to D-Wiz. Then we get to Uncle Marvin, and Uncle Marvin is picking up Kanan. He takes him to the stash house, and then right after that, we see Lulu and your girl Rock. And this is where I knew, like, okay, yeah, they're going to set up D-Wiz, because they pop up all of a sudden. They start talking to Famous and D-Wiz. Famous is trying to do whatever it takes to make sure his sister does not hook up with Lulu. But Lulu ain't having it. He's like, look, tell your sister I'm trying to holler for real. Like, stop playing around with me, dude. Of course, your girl Rock starts talking to your boy D-Wiz, and his brother is brought up. He just got out a couple weeks ago. She understands, like, okay, I see what time it is. His brother just got out. He got the guns. Okay, yeah, we gonna set him up. And you can just see it. You know it's bound to happen. You can just feel that energy from Rock. You can feel the energy from Lulu that something bad is about to happen. She's supposed to do something for Unique. If a body has to pop up, she gotta make sure it pops up, and that body damn sure is not going to be Kanan. Now, Lulu and Rock, they go into this storefront. They meet up with the Colombian, and of course, you can tell something's not right about this dude. Now, they are going to make a deal with him, but you guys let me know. Is this a guy you would trust doing business with, especially after seeing this girl, his wife, all right? Look at her. She's looking very hurt and pissed off. This right here lets me know there will be issues with this guy eventually. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I got a feeling this Colombian dude will be a problem down the line. And he was kind of quick to accept the deal. He's like, oh, okay, let's make it happen. As I said, Rock has to continue to watch this dude at all costs. I understand she does want to expand this business and do what it takes to make sure she is moving up. But at the same time, everybody cannot be trusted. You have to watch your surroundings and also watch the people that you bring into your organization. And then we get back to Uncle Marvin and Kanan. And in Kanan's eyes, he's probably like, man, I'm finally going to be able to put in this work. It is time to be a part of this family business. I'm very excited, right? But then as he pulls up, Kanan realizes that, man, I don't know about this. Maybe this is not what I thought it was going to be. He pulls up to the stash house. He takes him in there. You got your boy Scrappy in there playing Street Fighter. And Kanan is like, what is going on up in here? Like, where would I learn my lessons at? Like, what's going on? And of course, your boy Marvin pretty much says, look, this is where it starts. You know what I'm saying? You're going to learn your lessons right here. You're good. You know what I'm saying? But Kanan understands, like, nah, y'all playing me. Something's up. Like, I'm not about to just be sitting up here all day. But, well, that's what you're going to have to do as of right now, because you make a lot of mistakes on the streets, and it's a very high risk for you to be out there. Now, your girl Jukebox is out there making this bread, man. She's hustling. She's selling one of them OG, old school polo suicide jackets. I will tell you what, the thing about this show, they do a great job representing the 90s. And this is exactly what they did in this episode once again. Jukebox does make some money. If you eBay one of these jackets right now, I think the lowest I seen was about $250 for the jacket she just sold. And that's what she pretty much just made in this sale. So Jukebox is definitely making that bread, man. She's going to use this money for her music. That's what she wants to do. Now we get back to Rock and Kanan. The topic of conversation of D-Wiz comes up once again, his brother, the guns. Now Rock pretty much tells Kanan, look, she just trying to, figure out what's going on. She wants to know information. That's it. She kind of plays it off like it's nothing, but we know deep down inside Rock is building up this game plan, right? She wants to execute this game plan, and now it is time to put the game plan into place. The very next day, we see your boy Lulu, and Rock pretty much tells him, it's time for that Reggie Jackson. And when I was watching it, I'm like, Reggie Jackson? I mean, didn't he play for the Yankees, a baseball player? And yes, he did. And this dude was a home run hitter, right? We know this now. And of course, Lulu, his facial expression tells us this all. Like, man, I don't really want to do this. Your boy Marvin doesn't even understand the language. Rock tells him it's all about work. Don't worry about it. They leave this dude out. And now I understand why they leave him out. Because this dude is all over the place. But at the same time, he is very, very funny to watch. Now, your boy Kanan, he is trying to get into the locked door. It's all locked up in the stash house. Of course, he is confronted by Scrappy. And Scrappy tells him the bad news. Like, look, kid, you make too many mistakes. Too many dumb mistakes at that. You're only here for one reason, and that is to stop you from being out on the block to protect you. He told him, dude, I'm your babysitter pretty much. Like, that's it. Ain't no lessons being learned right now. The only lesson is you need to sit here and follow those directions, which Rock is going to tell him later on in the episode. But Kanan is definitely feeling some type of way because he's not able to make these moves that he wants to make. He is stuck there. Then we get to your girl Lulu and Nicole. And, they have like a small little argument because Nicole is trying to buy this shirt for Jukebox. Once Jukebox sees that price, she's like, nah, I'm good. Now, Jukebox is like, look, I'm not your charity case. I'm not your little ghetto charity case. I can afford, my own clothes and stuff like that. Nicole pretty much said, look, that ain't what she was thinking. She just, this is what they do. They buy stuff for people that they like. And the two pretty much make up and then they start making out. Now, I cannot wait to see Marvin's reaction because he's already goofy as it is. When he finds out about his daughter, I can't wait to see it, especially something like this. Jukebox talked about this in the original Power, so I'm very eager to see exactly how he's going to address this when it does come out fully. Now, Kanan does address his mother about what's going on, about this stash house, like what's going on. She tells him, look, your father did the same thing to me. DEFCON did the same thing. I had to sit and wait and, I had to learn how to follow before I was a leader. And this is true. Kanan does have to learn how to follow first. He's out here making all these mistakes, and this is something that he's going to do. She puts the game plan on him. That way, Kanan is like, okay, I'm just going to stay here. You're right. I'm going to follow the directions. My dad was real smart. DEFCON was a G. He was smart. She tells him to stay here, watch New Jack City with your boy D-Wiz. How about you do that for the night? And speaking of D-Wiz, he's getting picked up by Lulu. And D-Wiz was on his way to watch New Jack City with Kanan. But see, now Lulu has told him, we going to the party, man. Kanan's going to be there. He didn't tell you. It's all good. Now, in today's society, you couldn't use this because your boy D-Wiz would have probably hit up Kanan on his cell phone, text him and stuff like that. But no, not in the early 90s. Wasn't no texting like that at all. So, of course, it ain't looking too good for your boy D-Wiz. And then Jukebox, she gets off the bus and she sees D-Wiz hop into that car with Lulu. So once they figure out that he is gone, she's going to tell Kanan, look, I saw D-Wiz get into Uncle Lulu's his car. So you already know something's not right. He's going to be very pissed off. Trust me. And then your boy Kanan, once again, he sees Davina. She talks about her family once again. We're seeing that she's taking care of her sister. It's just not so great for her. And then the topic of conversation comes up about, of course, Bucko 20 and about him and Kanan having beef. And of course, Kanan says, look, don't worry about that. It's not true at all. It's just not true. Well, eventually she's going to find out. As I told you guys, it's power. All these secrets get out. It's going to happen. The question is, How will Divina react once she finds out the truth about Kanan in Buck 20? Now, Lulu has your boy D-Wiz in the club with him. He introduces him to one of his chicks, and he tells D-Wiz, you're going to have the best night of your life. The best night of your life. Hell, the last time I heard that in Power, as far as the best day or whatever, or the best time of your life, that was when Ghost got shot in episode 10 of season 6. Well, that is probably going to be the case in this episode, right? As Lulu was watching, he understands, like, yeah, kid, you're going to have the best time of your life, all right. But he knows deep down inside he's going to have to get the job done and, of course, eliminate this issue. We get to your boy Symphony. And this dude is spitting knowledge about Robert Moses. If you guys do your research, Robert Moses is probably one of the most powerful people in New York history. Talks about how these high rises was built for the high class people. Then eventually they turned them into, high rises for the poor. And then they pretty much became prisons. The communities was pretty much destroyed. This dude knows a lot of history. Rock is very, of course, intrigued by his knowledge, and I believe there will be a connection. You guys said you can't trust him. I said you can't trust nobody. But I do know Symphony is going to be in season 2, so I don't see him, being taken out anytime soon. Now let's get to your boy D-Wiz. He's clapping some cheeks, and look at him. This dude looking like it's about to be over as soon as it starts. I'm looking like, man, like, it gotta be good. I mean, it has to be, right? Now, I'm trying to figure out who has the most goofier faces. Is it Zeke from Power Book 2 Ghost, or is it your boy D-Wiz? D-Wiz got the funniest faces. Zeke got that goofy face. He's just like, he's lost. Like, I don't know nothing. I'm gonna tell him what I know. The boy Zeke is all over the place, but I will tell you what, D-Wiz had me cracking up in this episode. Hell, at least he had a great final episode, a great final night. And then we get to your boy Marvin. He's outside fighting. I'm looking like, man, this dude is a hothead. It says that in his description. He pops off at any given moment. He's out there. He's pissed off that people are out there disrespecting Tony Deep. And then your boy D-Wiz comes outside with Lulu. And he's like, man, they jumping your brother. They jumping Marvin. What we gonna do? Lulu played this off so smooth. He said, look, Marvin gonna handle his own self. He good. Let's get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Played him, but he had to execute this home run, right? And then we get to the end of the episode. And my favorite part of the episode, your girl, Haley Kilgore, a.k.a. Jukebox, she sets the whole tone, man. And I'm probably going to listen to this Whitney Houston song over and over and over. You Give Good Love is the name of the song. Because I know a lot of people are going to ask, what was the song? What was that song? Well, yes, it's Whitney Houston, You Give Good Love, for you guys. And while she's singing, they start showing all these different scenes. Of course, Rock is hooking up with Symphony. She gets her cheeks clapped. And, of course, she seems very happy. This relationship between the two is going to grow. Most definitely is going to grow. Some of you guys say he may be a cop, undercover. Who really knows? I think he does have a deep, dark secret or history. I think as the season goes, we will learn more about his character. Now, Kanan, he is reading the newspaper because Divina was pissed off. She said they only had like 4 sentences about this dude or something like that. Very short about the description of Bucko 20. And Kanan is feeling some type of way about this. He's like, man, she was right. That's kind of messed up. They didn't really write too much about him. Maybe he was a good kid. And as I told you, Kanan will see all those consequences. That energy that he put out is definitely coming back and it's got him in his feelings. Now your boy Marvin, he is, like I told you, defending Tony Deep. She's happy. She's like, man, no one's never did that to me. And Marvin is like, man, I can't have nobody disrespect my girl. All right, we gonna see. I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if you see Marvin clapping Tony Deep's cheeks in the next episode next week. Now your boy Kanan, he makes a call to D-Wiz's mother, Mrs. Washington. And he's trying to figure out, where is D-Wiz? He never came to watch the 90s classic New Jack City with him. That's because D-Wiz is kicking it with your uncle, Uncle Lulu. And Malcolm Mays, he executed this scene right here. In a scene where you knew it was about to be bad, but at the same time, you understood the principles of this. And as he pulled out the strap, You know, your boy D Wiz was just saying this was the best night ever. Screw Kanan, I'm having a great time. And now he has the gat right in his face. And as the description said of Lulu's character, he does not hesitate. And as you've seen, another body is dropped. And I'm like, man, your boy Lulu is straight up cold. He is cool, calm, calculated, and he's a straight up monster. He's a beast. He's willing to get the job done. And just think about it. This is who brought up Kanan. As I told you, Kanan is going to learn from his, of course, mother, but he's definitely going to learn from his uncles as well. And Lulu is very vicious, cold-hearted. He had to do what he had to do, y'all. Y'all knew this was going to happen. Somebody had to pay the price. Somebody had to pay the price, and it was D Wiz. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been talking about D Wiz's brother. What's going to happen? He just got out. You're right. Hopefully they do address that down the line. Now your boy Lulu, he makes a call to Rock and he tells her, home run. So we know that whole Reggie Jackson thing was definitely true, that was all a setup to get the job done. Knock it out of the park. Let's get it cracking, right? She understands this. Like, okay, it is done now. Now she can feel a little bit more comfortable with her son Kanan being out on the streets because, of course, it's a body. A body is dropped. But another question goes to your boy Detective Howard. He just told Unique, no more bodies dropping. On top of that, no more kids, because we know that Buck 20 was a kid. He was a teenager. Your boy D Wiz was definitely a teenager. So now we got two teens. They gone. But y'all, this how it was. Straight up raw, gritty, uncut. And this is exactly what this episode brought. Lulu, he was the MVP of the episode. He did whatever it took to get the job done. He had to. I understand that he didn't want to. And as you can see doing his body language, he didn't want to. But he was like, man, if I don't do this, my nephew, my family, it's all on the line. My organization is all on the line. Once they pull those triggers, y'all, they were in the game. Of course, Kanan, he understood more than anything this whole Isaac Newton quote. I mean, if you're going to put out those actions, it's most likely going to come back equal or opposite. And, you know, not all the times does that happen, but a lot of the times it does. And Kanan is starting to see like, man, yeah, I done messed up. I done made a huge mistake. And he will figure this out more so in the next episode when he sees that D Wiz ain't here no more. We talking about D Wiz, a guy that was willing to do whatever it takes to do what he needed to do for Kanan. You know what I'm saying? And I know Kanan's going to feel very bad, like, man, the only reason this happened was because of me, because I was pressing, you know, Bucko 20 for, you know, allegedly taking my mom's corner. So, of course, Kanan is going to feel some type of way. This is why Kanan is the monster that we know him for in Power, the original Power, right? Y'all seen how cold he was. Well, you see how cold Lulu was. And you see how cold his mom is. Hell. And you see how goofy his Uncle Marvin is. And Marvin is played by London Brown. He is actual actor / comedian. The dude is funny as hell, man. I can't wait to see what else he's going to bring to the table. He said that he will be, you know, very funny in this series. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see him as being more serious. And at the same time, he will be goofy while being serious. But you guys let me know, man, what do you think about episode 2? It definitely was a excellent episode, man. I love the ending. That was one of my favorite endings thus far. And I'm talking about all the Power episodes. Once Jukebox got into that mirror and started singing that Whitney Houston, man, it just turned the episode. The vibe of it just went different to me. It hit a different level to me. Man, what a great episode, man. I can't wait to see episode 3. But you guys let me know what you thought about the episode. Leave your theories, predictions, everything down below. And I will catch y'all for the what to expect for episode 3 very, very soon. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.